This is the Metal Roofing Learning Channel, brought to you by Western States Metal Roofing, where you can find a variety of colors and finishes, all while saving by buying factory direct. Use of the following video content is subject to the warning, disclaimer of warranties, and limitation of liability as set forth on this screen.
So as we just finished our Western Wave panels and we're gonna put our corners on. So what we do is we check to see what our void is on each corner, and you can see the horizontal to the vertical panel here. The span is about 3 inches, so I added an extra inch for overlap. So we're using a 4x4 corner, and we're only attaching it with rivets. This is the corner in the shape right here. I typically overbend it about 2 degrees so it fits nice and snug on the building. What I did on here is this is a no concealer screws with the neoprene washer. So what we put on here is we're using rivets to get a cleaner look on this. It's purely aesthetic. It's not part of the system holding it on the wall. It's just covering over the cuts on the ends of it. So what I did is I picked a cell that was matching all the way down the wall. You can pick whichever one you want. I just happen to pick the bottom cell on the lap side, so that way it's universally the same distance all the way around. I just centered it a 1/2 inch off the end and pre-drill the holes so they come out nice and clean, and that way it doesn't leave that little dimple effect in it where the rivet pulls into it and causes that little bit of a dish here. If you do it like this, it comes out nice and smooth, even with the hem on the back side. Okay, so we got our 4x4 corner, same one as on the building behind me. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark the 45 on it, and we're gonna do that notch. So this is the part that the other one will slide into. So what you do is you'll mark this in there, just like that, and you'll come here and you'll just cut it at a slight angle. That way when they intersect, nothing will bind up. I always remove a little bit so that way when the piece goes to it, it knows where to stop. And then we come back here and we see how this is 90. You don't want to leave it at 90. You want to come back about 1/8 of an inch. And you want to cut it inward, tapering down to the corner. That way when all these pieces intersect, it has enough space for the bottom piece to go in here and have a little gap to slide this piece into it. Then we still have this one right here. We need to open up and removed also so it doesn't get caught. And once you get that done, we'll notch the other piece and it'll line up with that one. All right, so what we're gonna do here, this is same as the 4x4 corner right here, 4-inch face, 1 5/8 back, 1/8 inch shy of the full depth of the panel system, which is 7/8 and 7/8 is 1 3/4. So I'm just a hair, that way nothing gets blocked on the underside of this. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mark our 45, so that way when we join these pictures, it looks just like a picture frame. There's your mark for your layout right here. And all we're gonna do is trim this out, open it up, cut the hem off on the inside, and join these two together. All right, so you get your trusty 5-in-1. You open up this leg. You wanna make sure you trim that little bit off right there. You don't want too much excess because it will block from this other piece sliding and clearing it and giving it a perfect joint. Make sure there's no push hooks or anything on it, so you don't want to scratch the paint sliding the other piece into it. Then I'm going to come back here. I don't like it like that because it'll scratch the paint on the next piece sliding into it. So take your flats, make sure it's flat. And on the corner wall, they slide into as such. And that's how the joint will look when the pieces are done.
You can find step-by-step installation videos and homeowner guides on our channel. And don't forget to show your support by hitting the like button and subscribe. Want to learn more? Check out these videos.